Okay,
Hello. Okay. Welcome
Julie.
to. We're going to do a short mindful steps recording for you guys that you can watch when you feel you need a study break. Let's begin with a short, tiny mindfulness to see that really it only takes seconds.
Yes, we're
Laurel?
just going to do it for a minute. And hi, I'm Laurel Falconberry. Here we go. You can close your eyes or have a fuzzy gaze down. Focus on your breath. And just bring your awareness into your body through your breath. And we'll sit in silence for just a minute. Now bringing your awareness back to your room and opening your eyes if they were closed, and just noticing how that 1 minute break felt and how that was for you, and however it was is okay. So Julie, would you like to go ahead?
Thank you, Laurel. So I'm going to bring up the shortest amount of science because I know your heads are full. Um, One of the things we want to use to incentivize you is this was a study on medical students in England, and they all have a synchronous month where they are about to take their version of national boards, and they just study. So they did an MRI before, then right before the exam, and then some months later, and found atrophy in prefrontal cortex. In its connectivity to the region, to other regions of the brain. And this prefrontal cortex region is involved in attention and working memory. The very functions you need to perform well on exams starts to atrophy when you are too stressed. So not taking time for study breaks and relaxation can actually be a detriment. The mindfulness research that I did back in 2007 showed that there was an increase in activation in that same prefrontal cortex region, dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. See? And so by doing these practices, you strengthen those regions and which leads to resiliency. The practices we're going to show you have been well-studied research practices that originated with John Kabat-Zinn, who is at Harvard, and he created a program for heart failure patients that had relaxation exercise, gentle yoga, breath work, and a bit of heart practice, loving kindness or compassion meditation. These practices have been well studied. This is back in 2014, 50 of the best studies out there. It showed a moderate effect size for anxiety, depression, pain, and also a lesser effect size for stress and quality of life. Now, this is a similar effect size to Prozac, for example, for depression is 0.32. This is 0.31. So we're talking about something that really has some science behind it. We are not telling you, right, Laurel? We are not telling you to replace traditional therapies, but this is something that really can help buffer some of the adverse things you get from stress. One study I'm going to show you here is done with primary care physicians. In this study, which was published in JAMA, top journal, right? This is what the results look like. I made my own bar graphs because they're a little easier to relate to. But first I want to talk about what they were main measure was the 3 dimensions of burnout: emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and lack of professional efficacy. In other words, making mistakes. This could be exam mistakes, and later in your career, it could be medical errors. So the emotional exhaustion everyone can relate to. We feel totally overwhelmed with stress. Everyone relates to that. And that we do start to kind of get kerfuffled, right? The depersonalization is more subtle. That's when we start to either numb ourselves or even become angry and push people away. if you've ever experienced someone in healthcare that seems kind of mean, it actually might be this dimension of burnout. So this is a little bit of an FYI if you see this in your colleagues or other students. This 8-week mindfulness practice resulted in a reduction of the 3 dimensions of burnout. In this case, they were measuring professional accomplishment instead of lack of professional efficacy. But what's cool is that a year later, 15 months later, these physicians are not meditating 20 minutes a day, but having the toolbox that they need, which we're going to try to give you a little bit today, resulted in lasting changes in their stress burnout. It also helped with empathy, anger, fatigue, tension. So these are things that can be really beneficial to your health and others.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Julie. Oh, that was a mouthful. That's a lot of
And it's
good.
not going to be on the exam.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just for your health.
Yes, just for you. Just for your health.
It is
Exactly.
binaural. So.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm just going to share a few minutes of coming from a therapist point of view. I'm Laurel Falconberry, and I'm an outpatient therapist at Chestnut Ridge. And I'd like to share with you, like, who talks to you the most? You do. Your voice in your head is by far the voice you're going to hear the most for the rest of your life. How would you like that voice to be? How would you like to be talking with yourself? So notice how you talk to yourself. How are the thoughts? Are they harsh? Are they forgiving? And when they are harsh, notice, like, would I talk to my friend that way? Would I talk to a child that way? You probably say no. So then why am I talking to myself that way? Do I feel like if I don't do that, then I'm not going to get anything done if I'm not harsh on myself? Well, Julie's science is showing that we need to be kind. We need to have relaxation and empathy and heart centeredness. That is what is going to get the job done. So it's a reverse from programming, and it takes practice. It takes practice because a lot of us in our culture are like, come on, beat yourself, so to speak. I mean, not literally, but work harder, don't sleep, don't eat. Oh, you're eating. Well, just eat a little bit. So we have to tend to ourselves like a plant. If we don't water the plant with good things, we're going to dry up. We're going to burn out. So I'll be sharing a meditation, and so will Julie in a little while. But now we're going to move on to taking care of your body and mind with some yoga and breath work. Heidi?
Hey everyone, I'm Heidi Sherwin, and I'm a yoga teacher. I've been teaching in Morgantown since about 2008, and just want to say real quick before I forget, who doesn't like free stuff? You all can come to some yoga classes for free in the health sciences behind Chick-fil-A. Mondays, I teach there at 5:15. Wednesdays, I teach there at 12:30. Classes are 45 minutes, so not a whole hour. If it fits into your schedule, it'd be awesome to see you. Julie, do you want to share real quick before I forget? When do you do your meditation? Or it's
Mondays at 11:30. It's online and Zoom, and we can give you the links, in the posting.
It's free.
All
Laura,
right.
when do you do yours?
Yeah, Wednesday on Zoom from 1:30 to 1:50.
Yeah. So these are there for you. Again, if it fits into your schedule, we know you're really busy, but opportunities to take time for yourself. So we're going to do some movement and breathing practices. We're going to start standing, right? So if you are watching this and sitting down, just come up to stand. Or, if you've been standing for a while and you just want to sit, please feel free to sit. But I'm going to get up and stand. We're going to actually start with a mudra. And a mudra is something to do with your hands. It's almost like our natural little fidget toy, right? Our hands are always there. And the mudra I'm going to share with you today, it's called Hakini mudra. It's a concentration mudra. And you're just going to take all fingers. Imagine you have a small ball, like a softball, and just let the fingertips touch, right? So like you have a softball. Oh, thank you, Julie. I saw you switch to spotlight, right? So your have this empty globe. So you can think of just bringing like everything, just connecting it all. This mudra is said to help with focus and concentration, but allowing a sense of calm to be greeted in all of that. Because I know for myself, I feel super overwhelmed. Even when I'm trying to focus on one thing, I'm still thinking about all the 101 things I have to do. This mudra can kind of bring you into the moment. You can do this under the table. Nobody needs to know you're doing it. You can even put your hands on the table because, you know, it's just kind of a universal sign. You're just putting your fingers together. But take a moment with this mudra and kind of be with it. Let the shoulders relax. You can hold the mudra maybe above the belly. Or if you want, you can bring it up more to the center of the chest. And it's a curiosity, a wonder. What are you feeling? What are you noticing? Even if it's ever so subtle. And just, I'm open to focusing in this moment with more calm and presence. And now from here, allowing the hands to release, you're going to take your arms, and as you breathe in, reach them up towards the ceiling any amount. And now as you exhale, you're going to exhale out the mouth, but then push your palms down. So almost like a sigh. And then as you inhale, circle it up again. And as you exhale, push down through the hands, sigh out the breath. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale through the nose. Feel comfortably full and tall with the breath. And then exhale, sigh it out. Release any kind of tension that's lingering around. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Take a moment to rest in mountain. Mountain is just our basic standing posture. But standing here, again, notice, check in, be present for yourself. Okay. And now I'm going to introduce 6 movements of the spine. This is something you can do very quickly in the middle of your day if you're starting to feel muscular tension or even that emotional mental tension. Just get up and move a little bit. Know that you always have the choice to create some space in the body and let off some steam. So we'll start with a side bend. So resting your right hand at your belly, reach up with your left arm and then lean over to the right. Legs steady, leaning to the right, and take 2 breaths, just noticing how the breath feels into the left side of the body. Opening things up. Last breath here. And now notice your feet, really anchor your feet, lift yourself up. Left arm's going to be in the center now. So left hand at the belly, reach up with the right. And now side bend to the left. First, just create the shape, leaning in. You can widen the arm a little bit more if that feels good in the neck and shoulders. And now 2 breaths, focusing with care, breathing into the right side of the body. Taking a moment for you. Land energy into your legs and feet. Pick yourself back up, both arms down to your side. Great. Now from here, we'll move into a twist. So we did right, left side. Those are 2 movements. Right, left twist will be 2 more movements. So invite your right leg to step just a little bit forward. Right? And then from here, take your left hand back to the belly. And then right arm just going to rest back behind you, just letting it rest into your lower back. Now start to land energy into the legs, steadying into your feet, and then turn the rib cage, chest, and gaze any amount to your right. You'll start to feel this rotation, kind of moving the hips up to the shoulders, up to your gaze. Feel steady in your feet. And then on your next inhale, come on out. Release the arms and we'll switch. So now left foot's going to go in front. From here, right hand on the belly, left arm will rest into that lower back. As you steady the legs, start to turn belly, ribs, shoulders, gaze to the left, not trying to force it. Still allow the breath movement to have some space to play within the shape. And now press into the feet. Inhale back around, back to your neutral. Right. And get a sense of how the body feels here from the side bend and the twist. Maybe you do notice a little upregulation of some energy. All right, now into a back bend. So an easy back bend here, you can place your hands on your hips, or you can even place your hands back almost like you have some back pockets, right? So I'm gonna place my hands on my hips, inviting the elbows to move back, noticing how that feels in the shoulders, yielding when sensation says, yep, that's good. Now from here, just imagine you could get even taller up to the ceiling. You could stay there or start to lean back with the upper body, taking your gaze to the ceiling. Find a breath here. Hands holding hips, supporting you. Next exhale, come back to mountain. Okay. Releasing arms by your side. So we've gone through 5 movements, got 1 left, forward fold. We'll start just by bending the knees a little bit and then hinging your hips, let your elbows rest on your thighs, look to the floor. You could stay here, taking your fold. Or if it's comfortable today, start to let the head feel a little heavier. And you can start to reach your hands maybe down your legs to the shins, or let the arms just hang like they're like seaweed in water. If the floor is accessible and you could place your hands on the floor, feel free to rest the hands on the floor. Or if you have a stool or chair nearby, you could always place your hands on that. But let's be here 3 more breaths. Let the head go if that's comfortable, tucking your chin in slightly, giving some space to the back of the neck. And then get ready to stand. Land into your legs, your feet. Walk your hands back up to your thighs. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Mountain pose, arms by your side. Nice. Let's do 3 more of the breaths we did earlier. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Press the palms down. Inhale, circle it up. Exhale, press the palms down. 1 more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Settle with the breath. And then close here by greeting that mudra 1 more time. Fingertips coming together, shoulders soft. Eyes can be open or softly closed. A moment to pay attention on purpose, with care, with kindness. Focusing and concentrating on this moment of self-care. And now if you're standing, if you want to stay standing, feel free. Laurel's going to guide us through a meditation. But if you'd like to get comfortable in a seated position, you can take that now in the chair or maybe sitting on the floor. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Heidi. And staying in this interior space now, you can again close your eyes if that's comfortable, or a fuzzy gaze down without lowering your head. Just feeling kind of a nice dignified posture, not too erect, but with a straightish spine, almost like an invisible string is just lifting you up a little bit, just to give some space to your interior. So now we're going to close our eyes or our fuzzy gaze down and bring your awareness to your next inhalation. That next in breath and the next out breath through your nose. And allowing yourself to breathe without holding or forcing your breath in any way. Just allowing your breath to flow like the gentle waves on the ocean. Easy in, easy out, with nowhere to go, nothing to do, just being in this moment. Maybe noticing the temperature of your next inhalation. Is it cool or warm? And then the exhalation through the nostrils, is it cool or warm? And again, just allowing your breath to anchor you into this present moment with kindness, without judgment. Now bringing your awareness to your feet in your shoes or socks or barefoot. Maybe wiggling your toes a little bit, feeling the connection of your feet to the earth. And maybe imagining as best you can as though you had roots like a tree from the bottom of your feet going deeply, deep into the earth. And feeling this sense of stability, groundedness, strength. And if you could imagine breathing those qualities up your left and right leg, into your left and right hip, and feeling the full weight of your body on what you're sitting. And just noticing your next thought. Is it heavy or light? Is it a future thought or a past? Just a gentle observation with kindness. And taking your time, and once you've observed it enough, gently bring your awareness back to your breath. And this may happen many times in this mindfulness meditation. The mind loves to think, and we just come back to the breath again and again, beginning anew. Now bringing your awareness back to your room and your feet grounded to the earth. Slowly open your eyes if they were closed. Again, noticing how you felt, and however you felt is okay. If you felt anxious or relaxed, it's okay. With practice, the mind and the body start to learn that, oh, this is what we do. Kind of like learning how to sit like a puppy does. Oh, this is what we do. So no judgment about how your practice is. And now, Julie, would you like to share?
Yes, so just capitalizing on Laurel's mindful state and Heidi's mindful body, we're going to use that as the beginning of our starting place for the loving kindness compassion meditation. This is about opening the heart. Most people get into the healthcare professions because they care about people, but that connection to heart can sometimes get lost due to daily stress.
Mm-hmm.
So here we take a few mindful breaths. And then we're going to think of someone that just brings us joy. Just thinking of them makes us smile, someone we care about. If we can't think of a person, then maybe a pet or a creature, something that we want to wish them happiness. So when you have that image vaguely or vividly in your mind, you don't have to be a great visualizer or anything. Just to generate that wish that, oh, I would love to see them happy. You love to see the people you care about feeling joy, enjoying their favorite activities. Think specifically about what they love and picture them doing that thing and how happy you would feel, just satisfied watching. It's an animal playing with their favorite toy. It's a human join friends or family or their favorite hobbies or sports. Imagine wishing them plenty of opportunity to enjoy that, how great that would be. If a feeling of warmth comes up, try to grow that. If it didn't come up this first time, don't worry about it. It has been shown by research to be a trainable skill. Intensify as much as you're able. Reconnect with the grounding feeling in your feet. And now turn that love towards oneself. Your loved one would love to see you happy. That's when they enjoy you the most. That's what they, out of the kindness of their heart, enjoy seeing you happy. Wish that for yourself too. Freedom of too much stress, able to enjoy your loved life activities. Grow that feeling and then spread it to kind of the world in general, just a sense of radiating. And then rein your attention in. You can feel the temperature of breath on your nostrils if you have trouble concentrating. Is it warm or cool as you breathe in and out? Now, opening our eyes, I have a few slides showing the science of benefits from that practice. Just for the science-minded of your alls. What's important is that we make a mindfulness sandwich when doing any loving kindness or heart activity. So beginning with mindfulness, then doing the compassion or loving kindness, and ending with mindfulness. This is because when we open our heart, we also want to have a strong back. This opens up and connects us with the social brain and also the parts of the brain. Dr. Ali Razai, who's in the Department of Neurosurgery here, had some recent press, but he's put electrodes or done focus ultrasound on people who have failed drug rehab over and over again. They're at a loss of what to do. He's put electrode in the reward region, nucleus accumbens, and prefrontal cortex. Those are the regions that are active with the compassion training and this was just after a week of practice. So it feels rewarding. It feels good to help others. It feels good to even think about helping others. So instead of wincing with suffering, which is aversive, we open to it and wish them well, which makes us feel empowered. It's really important, even when we can't help. If you think, oh gosh, my brain is so scattered with everything, I can't meditate, even TBI patients have been able to do this compassion meditation even a little easier than the mindfulness. So it can be good if you feel like, oh, my brain is not able to do too much mindfulness. Also, if you don't want to do any of our tools, just know that research has shown that's how important, pleasant social interaction in nature is. So getting connected with all the drug addiction studies with rats were in sad, lonely cages, which remind me a lot of student apartments. If instead you're out in nature, you have some pleasant interaction with in-person friends, preferably, these rats wouldn't even touch the cocaine. They wouldn't even touch the heroin that was available to them. Also, Japanese forest bathing showed, even if you're just taking a walk and there's trees compared to the city walk, or even sitting and being able to watch the landscape, or maybe even just have a video on your screen while you're studying, can be beneficial, and it can reduce stress measures like cortisol, reported stress, blood pressure, and heart rate variability. So mindfulness can't fix everything. We're not going to fix all your problems, but it can help. And if you don't relate to our tools, just the message of self-care matters. Find what works for you, and it's worth taking the time. It's your brain, needs that recovery time in order to absorb more study material. So.
Yes. Oh, Julie, you just made me think what we shared at the beginning of this, and you all didn't hear this, but as a therapist, in between clients, I often go outside because I don't have a window in my office. So I go outside in between clients to just look up and breathe, look at the sky, just to let that energy and the light in nature. You know, there's still trees, there are birds I can hear, there are flowers now, and that helps me so much. So I just want to encourage you in this way that Julie just spoke about. Thank you.
And I'm sure therapy has a lot of stressors that come with being exposed to, so Laurel
Secondary,
has a lot in common with you guys in terms of needing that recovery. Your brain needs to recover.
yes, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. Did anything
you.
else you want to share?
Thank you. No. Good luck
Okay.
to
Have
you
a
all this
wonderful-
semester. Yeah.
Yeah, have a wonderful semester.
Yes, we hope to see you again in one of our classes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we'll share that when we share the link. Take care.
Yep,
Bye,
bye-bye.
everyone.
I think we can stop.